डियर स्टूडेंट, सब्सक्राइब बटन और बेल बटन को दबाएं ताकि मेरे वीडियोस आपको सबसे पहले मिल सकें। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। My dear students, let's see another application of trigonometric ratios. One of the confusing and very important application of trigonometric ratios here is angle of elevation and depression. Students, I have seen in my experience the most of the time they're all the time showing confusion about this concept. Although it's an interesting topic, there's no such hard and typical thing involved here, but students left this concept without clarity. That's why they feel a little hesitation. Let's learn this one. I'm going to make you understand. I assure you that it won't be so much difficult or confusing concept. I'm going to explain it in a way that, my dear students, look, here's my eyesight level. This is my eyesight level of my eyesight. And this line of sight is considered to be horizontal line. Let's draw it once. This is a level of my eyesight. A line of sight right now is this. This line is called horizontal line because on the base of this line of sight we are going to talk about the next concept of this topic. This line of sight is now become the horizontal line, and if I look above the level of this horizontal line, which was actually the level of my eyesight, if I look above this level, if I look like this, above my eyesight, if I look, it's mean I'm looking somewhere here, zooming upward. It's mean the line of sight is now shifted from this level to this. My line of sight is now here. This line of sight, which is above the horizontal line of sight, is making angle with this horizontal line. This is called angle of elevation. This is angle of elevation, my dear students. And if my eyesight level, line of my eyesight is below this horizontal level, I'm looking down, line of sight of my eyes is below this horizontal line. It's sort of like this. If this line of sight below the horizontal level, it's moving like something like this. My level is now down. It's mean this line of sight, which is below the horizontal line, is making angle here. This line of sight is making angle with this horizontal. This horizontal. This line of sight, which is below the horizontal line, this is making angle with the horizontal line. This angle is called angle of depression. This is angle of depression, my dear students. For every line that provides you the horizontal line, there may be example. For example, we are standing at ground, and when we are standing at ground and we think about that we are at the level of ground, then below ground we can't see. We can only see above the ground. Then you will have all the time angle of elevation. But if you are standing at a very large building, there's no other bigger building than that where you are standing. It means you don't have look above, you have just look the building downward and or look at the ground. In that case, if you can't look above, you have all the time possibility of looking down. The level where you are standing, from where you're looking down, that will provide you all the time angle of depression there. So it's mean the line of sight first provide you the horizontal level, whatever that is, that whatever you're going to define even, that horizontal level is now clarify the concept of angle of elevation and depression. If the line of sight, if the line about which we are talking about is above this horizontal level, this will all the time make angle of elevation. If the line that is going to make angle is below this horizontal line, it will all the time make angle of depression. In any case, in any situation, word problem might be elaborate something else. Sometimes the language of word problems involving angle of elevation and depression are very confusing. But you must be clear and must have confidence about your concept about angle of elevation and depression. And furthermore, I'm adding one animation that again elaborating the concept of angle of elevation and depression, my dear students. Look at this animation very closely, very carefully. It will revise your this concept and give you a chance to practice it even, that you must be clear before we are going to solve the problems related to angle of elevation and angle of depression. Here is the animated part of the explanation of angle of elevation and depression, my dear students. Dear students, let's have description about elevation and depression. For example, we have a flagpole and a person standing in front of it. If a person is looking straight towards the flagpole and the line of sight from his eye towards the flagpole straight, it's a line of sight, but this is called horizontal line of sight. Or we can say that simply a line of sight. This is horizontal line of sight, or horizontal line we can say. Now, if this person looking at the top of the flagpole and look at here, its line of sight is here, but he is looking at the top of the flagpole. When this line of sight, that's the top of the flagpole, make angle with the horizontal line of sight, this is called angle of elevation. Angle of elevation of the top of the flagpole with the horizontal line of sight, horizontal line is called angle of elevation. So angle formed by the line above the horizontal line is called angle of elevation. Line of sight in this case is above the horizontal line. Now if the person is looking at the bottom of the flagpole, here is a line of sight. So line of sight is straight forward to the bottom of the flagpole, and when this line of sight make the angle with the horizontal line, this angle is called angle of depression. It means the angle between the line of sight with the bottom of the flagpole with the horizontal is called angle of depression. It means here line of sight is below the horizontal line. So line of sight is, when line of sight is above the horizontal line, it gives the angle of elevation, and if this is down the horizontal line, it gives Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students, let's have word problems related to angle of elevation and depression. Although the calculative part is too easy because it's directly related to trigonometric ratios, but the actual area is to understand the word problem related to angle of elevation and depression. Here are some examples. This is example number 1. Find angle of elevation of the top of a tower 40 meter high and from a point which is 50 meter from its foot. I have drawn this picture. Here is a tower and its height is given. This is 40 meter. And the observation point is the angle of elevation from where we are supposed to find. This distance is given. This is 50 meter. We are supposed to find this angle of elevation from the top of this tower with this one, horizontal level with this ground. And you can see now we have right angle triangle, and in which we have given opposite and adjacent. We will work trigonometric ratio, and the trigonometric ratio that relates opposite and adjacent, that is tangent of x. Here is tangent of x is equal to opposite 40 over 50. This one. Let's simplify. The next step is tangent of x will be equal to 4 over 5, 0 cancel with 0, and this tangent of x can be written in the form of decimal. When we divide 4 by 5, we will get 0.8, and then our target is to find this angle x. We transfer this tangent to other side. This will be tangent inverse of 0.8, and with the help of calculator, when we operate it, we will get this angle 38.7, my dear students. So you can see this part from here, from this figure, this part we have exercised before. It's a just use of trigonometric ratios according to the sides given, and if like here we are supposed to find angle, so we are getting help from trigonometric ratio. But the situation is here, we need to understand what values are given here and what we are supposed to find, and according to the values present in this statement, we are supposed to draw the picture, label the values. This is the area that we need to get practice more. Read carefully, try to understand the given values, label correctly, and then finally this is a comparatively easy area to solve for unknown side or might be angle, and here as we have found angle of elevation. Students, here is example number 2 for the angle of elevation and depression. Here we have situation at a point at the same level as the foot of a building, 64 meter high. The angle of elevation of the top of the building is given, this is 62.8 degree. Find the distance of the point of observation from the top of the building. We need, here I have drawn this situation figure from the concept or information given in here in the word problem. This is height of the building is given 64, and angle of elevation at a certain distance. The angle of elevation is you mentioned here, and the question is we are supposed to find the distance from the point of observation towards the top of this building. This we are supposed to find. Now here is scenario. From this information, when I labeled it, I got that this angle has opposite 64, and this hypotenuse actually we are supposed to find. That is representing the distance from the point of observation to the top of the building. Now it's the opposite over hypotenuse, that is equal to sine of this angle. Here is the solution, that sine of 62.8 equals opposite, that's 64 divided by x. That's the hypotenuse. Let's cross multiply this x to this side. This value will be equal to x into, this is sine of 62.8, and now this is equal to 64. Let's find the value of sine of 62.8 from with the help of calculator, and this value is 0.8894, and now this is equal to 64. This number is multiplying here because we want to find x, we transfer to other side. Now this will divide 64 divided by 0.8894. Now with the help of calculator, when we divide this by this number, we will get 72 meter, actually it's not centimeter. All the measurements are in meters. So my dear, you can see here it's our second situation where we are actually having information regarding elevation, angle of elevation, and we are extracting the values, developing figure, labeling them, and then ultimately we are using trigonometric ratios. So there's a need to concentrate and have a clarity about the information given in the word problem, and then develop figure and calculate them. Finally, we will get the answer. My dear students, let's have example number 3 to get more in-depth concept in the word problems of angle of elevation and depression. Here is the example. The angle of depression of a board 85.2 meter from the base of a cliff is 32.8 degree. How high is the cliff? We have given angle of depression in this situation. We need to analyze where we are supposed to draw this angle of depression and how it will contribute in our process of finding the height of the cliff. So according to the given situation, I have drawn the picture. Here is the height of the cliff that actually we need to find, and the distance of this board from the foot of the cliff is given, that is 85.2 meters. This is away from the foot of the cliff. Yes, and angle of depression 32.8, and the top of cliff we need horizontal line, and from this top to the point from where we have this distance 85.2, we need to draw this angle mentioned here is angle of depression. But this angle, this is out of this right angle triangle. What will we do? First of all, we will find this angle. Inside this triangle, we need angle to carry on calculation. Now this is a vertical line and this is a horizontal line. The angle between these two is a right angle. What will we do? We will get this angle inside the triangle by subtracting this angle from 90. First of all, 90 degree minus 32.8 degree will give us the angle inside this right angle triangle. That will help us to carry on our rest of procedure. When we subtract it, we will get 57.2 degree. This is 57.2 degree angle. Here is 57.2 degree. Now this will help us to carry on calculation. And now according to this angle, if you see, here is the opposite and here is side adjacent. Opposite and adjacent make the trigonometric ratio tangent. So it means that this angle will be used as tangent of 57.2 is equal to opposite, this is equal to 85.2 divided by adjacent, and that is x. Let's cross multiply here, x into, and let's have the value of tangent of 57.2. We will put here tangent of 57.2 is 1.55. This is equal to 85.2, because I have cross multiplied x on this side and we have found the value of tangent of 57.2 by calculator. Here is our situation, and now x will be equal to, this value will move to the right side and it will divide there. 85.2 is divided by 1.55, my dear students. And now with the help of calculator, we can have this value. When we divide this 85.2 by 1.55, we will get 55 meter length with the help of calculator, and this is height of the cliff. Therefore, height of the cliff is equal to 55 meter. So my dear students, with this practice of few examples, you can see what we are doing, analyzing the word problem, grasping and picking the given informations, utilizing them to develop the picture, labeling them, and then with the help of all the time trigonometric ratios, we are finding unknown angles, might be angle of elevation, might be angle of depression, or might be their use to find the height or any length of any figure. So that's it. Continue while revising this kind of problem. Pick some other word problems. They have elevation and depression. Try to solve them. Otherwise, come back and revise your concept again, so that you must be clear about the concepts of angle of elevation and angle of depression. There should not be confusion in your prior concept when you are actually entering into understanding and solving word problem related to angle of elevation and depression. चलो बस